Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says it will rehabilitate a lane of the dilapidated AKUGHA axis of the east-west road to ease traffic for passengers who are often stuck in gridlock for hours and sometimes even days. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, made this known when he led the Commission's management staff on an inspection visit to the site of the ongoing reconstruction work on the road. He stated that this approach will allow the contractor to focus on other portions of the road while ensuring that commuting is not completely disrupted.
In response to recent appeals by commuters on the ever-busy east-west road, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says it will immediately carry out rehabilitation work on a lane of the road currently under construction to reduce the incessant gridlock experienced at the AKUGHA axis of the highway connecting rivers to Bayelsa and Delta states. This is not the first time NDDC will intervene in the repair of the all-important east-west road. In 2002, after the devastating effects of the flooding on the washed-out portion of the road, the Commission intervened with remedial work on the affected portions of the road.
In fact, I want to thank NDDC personally for such caring, because if actually NDDC did nothing, a lot of lives will go, people will die. So I am taking this opportunity to tell NDDC to continue with their good works.
Well, actually, I appreciate the effort being made by NDDC in order to improve the condition of the road, because it was as worst as anything. I really thank them.
Last week, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Sam Ogbuku, accompanied by top management of the Commission, inspected the dilapidated section of the road at Okogbe, Ula Okobo in Rivers State. Dr. Ogbuku assured motorists that the bad sections of the highway will be made motorable very soon.
The site manager has already briefed us on what they are doing. However, haven't evaluated what they said. We on our own part as NDDC, we said we're also going to deploy our own efforts to complement whatever they are doing. So we are going to share that responsibility for the benefit of our people so that this road can be passable. Because we know the present administration does not believe in embarrassment. So we cannot wait for the people to shout before we intervene.
A representative of the contractor handling the reconstruction work on the east-west road assured the NDDC team and stranded motorists during the inspection visit that the repair work on the road would be accelerated to ease the travails of commuters. The reconstruction of the over 338-kilometer east-west road, awarded in 2006 at the twilight of President Obasanjo's administration, remains incomplete nearly 18 years later. The deplorable state of the road has been further complicated by recent flooding across the Niger Delta region. With the rainy season approaching and the threat of imminent flooding, the fate of the road and its commuters is still very uncertain. Over the years, Niger Deltans have continued to complain over the rather slow pace of reconstruction work on the east-west road, which they say is an indication of the neglect of the Niger Delta people by successive administrations. Though the people now want to see genuine commitment from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu towards the reconstruction of the east-west road, they however fear that the president may be more committed towards the realization of his own project, the Lagos-Calabar Highway.
inside the Niger Delta.
We started this process by, first of all, having engagement with youth bodies, youth organizations in the Niger Delta. Thereafter, we had engagement with women organizations in the Niger Delta, and later to ethnic nationality leaders in the Niger Delta, before getting to this point where we're meeting with the entire stakeholders in the region. As part of the engagement, as a prelude to the proper summit, we are also billed to meet with the governors of the region, all the governors of the 9 states before the summit proper. All these we're doing in order to ensure that we build consensus before the stakeholder summit. The stakeholder summit proper is going to start with the technical session, which is going to be on the 10th of July. The technical session is aimed at looking at key issues after about 7 topics are going to be discussed, which will be presented by different scholars and personalities. Those issues are going to be dissected. Those issues will be discussed vis-a-vis various challenges on the Niger Delta. Because we believe the Niger Delta as a region for a long time hadn't come together to discuss issues facing the Niger Delta. But with the summit, we know at the end of the day, most of our challenges are going to be discussed, and a communique is going to be issued, which will be forwarded to the authorities. So we're bringing all the major stakeholders from the region to Port Harcourt for this event to discuss issues that are challenges to the Niger Delta, and also the way forward. Also to educate our people on what Renewed Hope agenda stands to benefit the people of the Niger Delta. So we can also make our own input towards what Renewed Hope agenda has to do with the people of the Niger Delta. That is why the theme of the summit is Renewed Hope for Sustainable Development in the Niger Delta. For us in NDDC, it is also going to be an opportunity to also tell the people of the Niger Delta what we have achieved so far and how the NDDC have served the people of the Niger Delta within the period of our stewardship and also before we came on board. Recently, you are aware that NDDC was able to commission some landmark projects in the region in commemoration of Mr. President's 1-year anniversary, where we were able to commission the 27.5 kilometer road with 7 bridges and 50 culverts linking Ogbea to Nembe, the Ogbea-Nembe road in partnership with SPDC. We also commissioned the 600 meters bridge in Ibono that is going to connect Ibono local government and Eastern Obono local government in Akwa Ibom State, which we also used the opportunity to flag off the second phase of that project. We're also able to commission the transmission and substation in Okitipupa in Ondo State, which provides light to 5 local governments that have been in darkness for the past 15 years. All these projects and more are things NDDC have been able to achieve within this short period. You know, when we came in, we came up with the policy of the Triple T transiting from transaction to transformation. This is a proper transformation that the Niger Delta is witnessing. The Operation Light Up the Niger Delta, which we have started and which is very, very successful. I think many more communities are still clamoring for solar lights, which we also hope to deliver after the complete passage of our budget. The budget 2024 is actually going to be a real budget of renewed hope, because it is a budget that is going to ensure that most of the projects that have been stalled and abandoned in the Niger Delta are revived.
Most of those projects are projects that Mr. President has given the go-ahead and marching order that we ensure that we complete those projects, because he wants to commission legacy projects in the Niger Delta in the next 2 years. We are very, very committed to that instruction and to that charge. So many issues are going to be looked at in the summit. But we believe that the outcome of this summit is also going to change the narrative in the Niger Delta, where people will understand and appreciate our challenges, and Nigeria will be willing to see how we can be supported to change the narratives in the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers, a waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
It is a project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline.
Azikil Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikil Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Governor Sheriff Oborevwori of Delta State has pledged to uphold the true tenets of democracy and ensure the delivery of his full dividends to the good and peace-loving people of Delta State, who have entrusted him with the mandate to govern the oil-rich state. Governor Oborevwori renewed his commitment to responsible stewardship in the state last week when he led his counterpart from Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, to inaugurate the 5.3-kilometer Okpanam-Ibuzo bypass road in Oshimili North local government area of the state.
The governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, in his inaugural address in May last year, promised to prioritize the completion of all ongoing projects inherited from his predecessors, as well as initiate new ones. In just a little over a year in office, Governor Oborevwori has proven to be a dedicated and committed leader, honoring his promises by diligently completing several of these inherited projects. Amongst these projects are the 5-story Delta State High Court complex inaugurated in June by former President Goodluck Jonathan, and the first phase of the Emevo Orogun Road inaugurated by the governor in Isoko North local government area, while work is still ongoing on several others. Last week, Governor Oborevwori led his counterpart from Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, to commission the Okpanam-Ibusa Road bypass in Oshimili North local government area.
All people that will be passing here will be good of protected and guide them. Which media you be?
Speaking at the event last week, Governor Oborevwori appreciated the shared vision and synergy between him and Governor Adeleke. He also restated his commitment to fulfilling his campaign promises by providing quality leadership at all levels for his people.
I have said in several occasions that I will not abandon any project. This road represents more than just a transportation route. It symbolizes connection, progress, and growth. It reduces traffic congestion that we face at the interchange. I want to say that God made it possible. It has also opened up this area for more development.
Governor Adeleke, who could not hide his dancing skills, hailed Governor Oborevwori for the laudable feats he has attained in just a little over a year at the helm of affairs in the Big Heart State. He further appealed to Deltans to rally around their amiable governor as he delivers on his more agenda.
Here today that my brother, the sheriff in town, the new sheriff in town, is doing very, very well in Delta State. Please, Deltans, I want you to support him. He cannot do it alone.
Business owners, students, traditional rulers and commuters along the axis appreciated Governor Borowori and his team for the unprecedented progress in the state.
Now with this road, we come through Okpana, so we are very grateful.
So the road is a very nice one, and thanks to the government for what they have done for us here.
We thank God that they do the road for us, appreciate of the government.
The Okpanami-Busa Road bypass was first initiated by the former governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, who could not complete it before his tenure elapsed in 2023. True to his word, Governor Borowori, whom many now refer to as a champion of continuity in government, is achieving a lot with his more agenda. His administration's impact is evident in the wave of infrastructural developments sweeping across the nooks and crannies of the state. Meanwhile, as the people of the state get ready for local council elections scheduled for July 13th, Governor Borowori disclosed that the state has made plans to ensure that the electorate have a hit-free exercise across the 25 local government areas of the state. He maintained that his administration is poised to deliver free, fair and credible elections that will transparently reflect the choice of the masses.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, has dismissed claims making the rounds in sections of the media calling on former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to make him his running mate in the 2027 presidential election. Governor Diri made this clarification in a press statement issued by Daniel Alabra, Chief Press Secretary to the governor in Bayelsa State.
In the world of politics, the conclusion of one election marks the beginning of preparations for the next, even if it's 4 or 5 years away. In Nigeria, this cycle is not different, as politicians and their supporters are already aligning and strategizing for the 2027 general elections. Last week, Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State, currently serving his second and final term in office, distanced himself from a faceless political group identified as Diri Angels. The group was reportedly calling on the PDP's 2023 presidential flag bearer, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, to consider Governor Diri as his running mate should he run again in 2027. Senator Diri, in a statement issued last week by his press secretary, Daniel Alabra, called on the general public and the people of Bayelsa to disregard the move, which he described as a handiwork of political detractors. He, however, maintained that he remains committed to his primary duty of delivering the dividends of democracy to the people of Bayelsa State. In another development, Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri has affirmed that his administration recognizes the pivotal role women play in the rapid development of any society. As such, his government will continue to create a level playing field for women to thrive. Governor Diri made this known last week while speaking at the South-South workshop of the National Association of Women Judges in Nigeria, held in Yenagoa, the capital of Bayelsa State.
Bayelsa State has demonstrated a progressive attitude in entrusting women in significant and delicate responsibilities. We will continue to create opportunities for mentorship, training, and capacity building to support women's career advancement, so that our girls will continue to see you who have climbed the ladder, not removing the ladder, but rather helping them to also climb the ladder.
The two-day event brought together women benchers from across Nigeria, as well as other legal luminaries who discussed extensively on the theme Breaking Leadership Barriers for Women in Legal Profession. The president of the National Association of Women Judges of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, and other speakers harped on the need for collaborative efforts in creating a more inclusive and equitable society where women can attain their dreams without any encumbrances.
It is therefore imperative to recognize the invaluable role of women in policy making and to strive to ensure their inclusivity in the promotion of policies that are gender sensitive and will provide greater access to justice.
It is therefore our collective duty to address these challenges headlong by creating an environment where every woman judge can thrive and contribute optimally to nation building, social engineering, and a judiciary we can all be proud.
We're not asking that we want to be equal. This is not the issue of equality, but this is the issue of giving what we have, serving with what we have, contributing with what we have, our God-given potential.
And in sport development in Bayelsa State, the state government has expressed its readiness to partner with OTP Sports of Finland in the discovery and promotion of soccer talent and the training of coaches across the state. Bayelsa State Deputy Governor Senator Lawrence Erujakpo made this known when he received in audience organizers of the Governor's Cup football tournament, foreign coaches and scouts at Government House in Yenagoa last week.
So we believe that with that kind of collaboration, we'll get the benefits and the red meat we usually need for this our team, because Governor D has made sports one of the tools to get our youths out of crime and criminality and make them useful to themselves and useful to the state.
The mix that we are trying to do here, both with working with coaching education, because if we can make the coaches to create more understanding, then they're going to apply that on the players, which means that the players are going to be more ready when they get the possibility to go to Europe.
Meanwhile, the finals of the ongoing 6th edition of the Bayelsa State Governors' Cup is scheduled for 19th of July 2024 at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa. The Bayelsa State Governors' Cup, otherwise known as the Prosperity Cup, has been described by many as the biggest grassroots football competition in the country. It is one of the state government's initiatives aimed at meaningfully engaging the young and teeming population through various sporting activities.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for Isoko South local government area in the July 13th council elections in Delta State, Honorable Friday Ovokewari, says he will work tirelessly to improve the living conditions of his people if elected chairman. Honorable Wari made the pledge during the flag-off of the PDP campaign recently in Isoko South local government area, where he was also officially presented with the party's flag by the state party chairman, Dr. Kingsley Esiso.
About 2 months ago, the Delta State Independent Electoral Commission, DSEC, responsible for conducting local council elections, commenced the process for the election of new council executives after the previous ESCOs left office on March 8, 2024. Following the successful completion of party nominations for the polls scheduled for July 13th, political parties are actively campaigning and wooing the electorate on behalf of their candidates. Recently, people of Isoko South local government area turned out in large numbers to witness the official flag-off of the People's Democratic Party's campaigns for the local council elections. The event saw a heavy turnout of supporters from various social groups including youth, women and religious leaders. They cheerfully drummed up support for the PDP chairmanship candidate, Honorable Friday Ovokewari, and his deputy.
I'm supporting him because he is a transparent man, very credible, he's a man of the people, he is a people's choice.
We have found him worthy, he has the leadership quality to lead Isoko South to the next heights of developments.
I'm the Labour Party candidate of Isoko South chairmanship. I decided to join PDP because I have seen the wonderful works our amiable governor is doing and the amiable chairmanship candidate that they have given to us, the person of Warri Friday.
The Delta State chairman of the PDP, Dr. Kingsley Esiso, who was on ground for the campaign, officially presented the party's flag to Honorable Warri.
By this time, July 13th, by the grace of God, there will be vice chairman and chairman of Isoko South in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. God bless you.
In line with his campaign slogan, Worry for your worries, the chairmanship aspirant promises to create an environment where the people's collective aspirations for agricultural productivity to ensure food sufficiency, employment generation and wealth creation, amongst other things, will be realized.
I return all the glory back to God. First and foremost, in the morning, I asked for a fair weather, and the Lord granted it unto us. Also seeing my brothers and sisters, friends from close and far, even my schoolmates, those who are all in the struggle of unionism in schools. I'm a happy man today. Worries will be a thing of the past in Isoko South. By His grace, God helping me, I'm prepared.
Honorable Ovoke Worri is a grassroots politician and youth leader who has shown great dedication to alleviating the sufferings of his people. Having previously served as a ward councillor where he ensured that his community received its fair share of government interventions. In a related development, the People's Democratic Party also flagged off its campaign in Isoko North local government area of Delta State with Elder Prince Godwin Ogoruba as the chairmanship candidate. The colorful event attracted several party leaders and supporters who promised to work around the clock to ensure victory for the party in the July 13th council elections. Dr. Paul Owe is Director General of the Isoko North PDP Campaign Council.
It simply means victory for all PDP candidates, from chairman, the vice, and all the 20 councillorship aspirants, candidates for the party. That is what it means.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's the size of our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.